Hi, I'm James Shillinglaw, and I'm here in New York City in Midtown. I'm back at actually an old favorite hotel that I really have stayed at before, but now has a new general manager. And I'm here with David Cantors, who is the general manager for the Omni Berkshire Hotel. And this is really a great property in Midtown Manhattan, great property for your clients, and they're still working on some renovations, and they're going to have some good stuff. In fact, we're in one of those. Yeah, and we're going to talk to David about all that and more on Insider Travel Report. David, great to meet you. Although apparently you were here before too when I was here. Yeah, that's great.
Hello, how are you?
Yeah, so let's talk a little bit. Tell us a bit about the history of the Omni Berkshire, because it really does have a fantastic history.
It is the gem of Midtown between 5th Avenue and Madison on 52nd. You cannot beat it. I was here as the number 2 for 4 years, serving under David Chase, and I'm back, a boomerang. Omni has a lot of those.
Yeah, in fact, our last interview was with David Chase, and I think it was in this room. So
Another David. Lots of Davids at the Berk.
So that's great. No, it's wonderful to have that continuity at least. Yeah. You know the hotel?
Yeah, very well. It's been around for a long time. We're almost at 100 years. Opened in 1926. It was part of the Grand Central's sort of grand plan.
And there was all those, the Roosevelt Hotel, there was the, I can't even remember the other ones, but the Commodore, I think, was another one, yeah. They were all surrounding Grand Central. Some had secret tunnels down into the, so this is one of those hotels, right?
But the Berk is, the hotel. The hotel of the neighborhood, yeah. Secret gem, 400 rooms, and doing great, back from the pandemic, and we are ready to reinvest and regrow. Very pleased with how this year is shaping up, and we think we've got another very good year in front of us. Continuing to invest in the product. All of our best associates came back. The resident
is a problem, apparently everybody was a shortage of employees at hotels in New York City and probably everywhere, right?
Yes, absolutely. But all of our associates came back, literally. We have full staffing, which we're proud of, and represents what this hotel is able to provide as an experience for our guests as well. Even our old favorite guests are back, so it's like, it's like the rebirth.
That's good. Yeah. Well, we have to we got to get reborn after COVID. I got to tell you. But let's talk a little bit more about the location. You're literally only a block away from St. Patrick's, a block away from Rock Center. Yeah. You can go one. You're actually on the corner. I think is Cartier or something, right?
That's it. We are the elegant New York experience. So as I said, between Madison and 5th on 52nd, you've got Cartier, you've got 5th Avenue right next to you, you've got Madison for the high-end men's shopping. Times Square is a walking distance, so a lot of our guests come here for Broadway.
Of course, and only 52nd Street, and that is you walk over a few blocks and you're there.
For those who know how to experience Broadway, you always stay a little bit outside of Times Square, walking distance, so you can go to the hustle and bustle, and then you come back to the quiet residential feel of our property. There's also Central Park, and then there's the hotel itself, which is an enjoyable experience in and of itself.
Absolutely, and I've always enjoyed my stays here. Now let's talk about the accommodations again. How recently have you renovated? I know we're in a room that's renovated, and it's kind of your guide to what's to come a little bit with the rest of your rooms, right?
Yeah, the last major renovation was 7 years ago, but we invest every year, millions of dollars every year. And as you can see, we have renovated a lot of our suites, but all of our FF&E is new. And within the next couple of years, there's continuing investment. Our product has remained, top of the line, and our guests are very pleased with that. Omni continues to invest a lot in all of its properties, and we are certainly, one of the favorite children.
You're the marquee property in New York.
We are the flagship of Omni hotels. Okay.
There you go. We'll see if Omni likes that one. Now, one of the things about your rooms, though, and we were just outside on the terrace, is you have all these terraced rooms, and they're wonderful places to be. And this room is amazing.
Yeah. So we're 400 rooms. So we're not a boutique hotel. We're a proper hotel, but we do have that boutique experience. You walk into our marble lobby. It's got a warm feeling. Our restaurant is also very much so in those hues and textures, and our guest rooms definitely have that residential feel still, they're huge for New York, even for our price point at 365 square feet. I mean, that is quite big. And many of our suites are 750 square feet. We have over 10% of our inventory is suites. So we have our Madison suites, our Berkshire suites, and then we have 17 rooms with unique terraces, some of them able to accommodate up to 100 people. And then others that are much more, secluded and private. The room we're in here right now, the apartment has 2 suites overseeing the St. Patrick's Cathedral. So a lot of charm, a lot of unique rooms, large rooms, well appointed,
That's it. No, and again,
hard not to boast.
Absolutely. No, and again, these terraces are amazing. As you look up and you keep going up, and you got even more terraces. So that's now. Let's talk. You mentioned the restaurant. What is the F&B here? I know I've actually eaten here and gone to the bar a few times.
Burke's Bar. We have 2 private dining rooms. We have very much so the power lunch, power breakfast atmosphere. Lots of businessmen doing their breakfasts. We have a very good bar crowd. So 5 to 7, all the traders nearby are coming over. We are investing money. We've reopened it. We actually had it as a Bob's Steakhouse, which is a high.
That's gone now, right?
Yeah, that's gone. We're still Burke's Bar, and we still do great steaks, but we are much more going to go into a lounge experience. We are going to be putting in a pool table, some really nice lounge seating, some private dining rooms, and then a big bar with a nice crowd. A little bit more of an upper end crowd, but a lot of traders and people and businessmen are coming at the end of the day for a good cocktail or 2.
I'll have to remember that because I have frequented the bar a few times myself, but the only time I ate here was still Bob's, and now but you'll still have steaks.
So we still do generous pours. So huge generous pours, 9 ounce glasses of wine, and our prices, I must say, for the area are excellent. We're definitely not price gouging,
Now let's talk a little bit about how you got through the pandemic, and I know it was a tough time. You were closed for about 1.5 years or something?
We were closed for 2 years, solid 2 years. I mean, wasn't a fun time. Omni Hotels as a whole did very well in navigating that, but it was an aggressive closure and then a very rapid reopening. The portfolio for the entire company was well positioned, and luckily New York, which was I've been in New York for 10 years. I saw the business disappear in 2 weeks. I was the GM of the Crown Plaza at the time, and then we had to close. For 2 years, it was just a ghost town. But the market came back, and Omni, being a good business company, noticed that there was an opportunity, and you need to have a hotel in New York. And what better hotel than the Berk? So we did reopen, and it's been a wild, fun ride, getting all of our clients back, getting our associates back. It's better than before. The joy of working in this industry and with our associates and greeting our guests is better than before.
Really?
Yeah.
Just because you're grateful that you can actually do that.
There is gratitude, but even our clients' experience has changed because of COVID in our industry. And we can't lose that because that's the gift of realizing what you have. So that's the way I run this hotel. That's the way our guests, our associates greet our guests. And that's how we got through COVID. That's the lesson we got through COVID.
Well, it's great that you have everybody back because I know that's been a problem, and some properties didn't come back. The Roosevelt, which is one of the old railroad hotels, is still not back. I don't even know what the plan is for that.
No, I mean, it's complex. New York City is a beast.
And then we're also talking about the Four Seasons Midtown is not back, which is the weirdest thing. But so some of these did have some casualties during COVID.
Unfortunately, yes, but the strong survive.
And also you're getting a lot more competition, even more. Yes. Now there's a lot more coming into the market now that we're back. Right?
It's a flux. From an operator's perspective, from an owner's perspective, it's an interesting market. COVID did not make anything easier. COVID simply made the spirit of it better.
Yeah. Now, anything else you want to tell our 108,000 travel advisors about this property that really makes it special?
It's our staff. I don't want to be, how should I say? Anyway, it's our staff. It's the product. It's the location. I mean, it's got everything going for it. Yeah. I mean, I know it's my property, but I'm going to say it's got everything going for it. And then the only thing that I would say to all those travelers is thank you for traveling, and take a moment to recognize the privilege that it is to be traveling and to be exploring and to be enjoying a very important component of the American dream,
Absolutely. And being in Midtown Manhattan right here, it's perfect. And now
That's
New
it.
York is back, by the way. We keep saying that because it is back. It has been back for several months now.
Yeah.
And in the depths of COVID, it was pretty dark and then, but now.
That's exactly
and
right.
I'm really happy to be back here because I really do like this property. I go to a lot of properties around New York, around the world, but there's something about this place that really does it.
So come and enjoy the American Dream on 52nd and Madison at the Berk.
There you got it. Thank you, David.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for a marvelous day last night. You heard it first. Go to the Omni Berkshire here in Midtown Manhattan and
We'll treat
check.
you well.
They'll treat you well. I'm James Schillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.